comes the news with a twist and a grin. Steve and Alan diving in again.
Britain is in the grip of a vomiting epidemic.
Always sharp. He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Steve and Alan, almost daily. Laughs and facts, served out plainly. Yet those who win, it's never shady. Steve and Alan, almost daily.
Hello and welcome to Stephen Allen Almost Daily. I'm Stephen Allen. This is a day. What more do you want? Welcome along. I'm Stephen Allen. You probably got that from the clue and the introduction and all of that lark. And today, it's a Friday. Wait for it. It's a Friday live and loose. Welcome to Friday Live and Loose with me, Stephen Allen. If you've never watched one of these before, what is a Friday Live and Loose? Well, it's like the show's very similar to the Thursday one or the Tuesday one, but this one is on a Friday.
Friday, live and loose.
That's about it, really. You know, it's live, it's loose. Basically, it just means we plug this in. We'll play some keyboard if we need. Actually, you can tell it's always. I think this is probably reassuring for some viewers. When we get the slide camera, you can see the ukulele is very much still on the shelf. It's not in play. You're safe. For now. Hang on, let's get closer. For now. If you'd like to partake in the chat, you can. You go to youtube.com/Mr. Stephen Allen, something like that. I don't really pay attention. And you can... I got an email. You can get involved in the chat. Let's see Wagwan in the chat. By the way, keep an eye on whether the chat looks better over here. Do you still get... Look, I've had some time to actually faff with the chat settings. That little box that says, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. That's gone. Done it. Nailed it. It yielded to my will. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Squirrel. I like Sweeney. Gimme Sweeney. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-dos. And he explains to the tune of dude. You've just written down the same thing. It's all very well saying to the tune of, but I can't see the tune because you're writing the do-do-dos. Proper memes. It's all very well now I've done it. It won't stop flipping updating. Joodles is here. You could have told me 3 minutes ago, I've missed something. Hang on, let's see what. Hang on, let's try and hold on to the search bar thing. Brit's here. Hello, Brit. Thank you very much. Can't beat a good doo-doo-poo-poo joke in the morning. Stay tuned. I know what's coming up on today. You also can't beat a good poo in the morning. And isn't that just one of the truths of life? You don't realise when you're a teenager, you think the most exciting thing is getting out, getting drunk, snogging. You reach a certain age where one of the most satisfying things of your day, well, anyway, flaxseed. If we can get, can someone get the show sponsored by flaxseed? I like the idea of getting sponsors that are right up my street. You have a metaphorical crowbar. What? Brits have done that one. Elite. Oh, Elite's here. Hello. Let's have a look. Joodles, Lol Squirrel, great band, Morning Chums. I don't know which one that was metaphorical crowbar. Actually, that would be good. Not a bad idea. Who else we got going? Ems. Well, hello, peeps. I would say we weren't going to start without you, but I don't think I have started yet. Charlotte's here as well. That's what's been going on. Seb's here. Good afternoon, Steve. Thank you for saying I was amazing. You really made my day. I am available to make days. You could have told me that 3 minutes ago. Why are Fridays the best day, Steve? Because anything goes. Oh, God. Now I need to find the chords to that. Hang on. I can't even spell anything today. I was up really late last night, and I should not have been. And I'll tell you why. Because the family's been away visiting in-laws and things. And therefore, I should have been getting rest, but I didn't. Instead, I may have done a song which you may have to listen to a little bit. B flat minor 7. Sweet crap. Why'd you have to make me do that? I'm not doing that. I'm doing this. Times have changed. I don't want that. I want the bit that's funky. Plymouth Rock landed on them. Oh, B, great. Hang on. No, B flat. Oh, I'm not doing that. In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was looked on as something shocking. Now, heaven knows, anything goes. That don't. Oh, did you hear that? Single start step says, greetings from Australia, where it's 9 p.m. Well, it's 5 p.m. somewhere. Brit sends ants out with coffee for everyone. Don't worry, not a tiny cuppa, just a beep load of carrier ants. Nice. By the way, cheers. A song. Yeah, but hang on. Can AI put that in a key that people can play, that I can play? Not people. Oh, hello. Hang on. In olden days, a glimpse of... That does not sound right. It's not gone well so far. Steely Dan chords I have every day, and he stayed up on his Wowzer browser, watching the hub. Well, look, if it made a song, it made a song, didn't it? If there's a rhythm to it, looking at those Sid pictures. Well, Ems, have a day. Yes. Well, no, there's no Sydney Sweeney stuff on today's show. I do apologise. Don't worry, I searched. We do have all the main business going. Look, Colin's all ready for the business today. Like and subscribe. I'm Batman. Oh, we should start off with the front pages. Hang on, here we go. Let's get some of this down you. The world's gone mad today. Good's bad today. Day's night today and black's white today, when most guys today that women prize today are just silly gigolos. Although I'm not a great romancer, I know that you'll find an answer when I propose. Anything goes. Oh no, we're doing front pages, aren't we? The front pages we start with. I'm wearing shorts today. I don't mind that camera stays on for a while. We're back. What was this? What's Brit's got on this comment? I want that bit funky. Tell me you were born in the 20th century without saying you were. You want me to do that bit? What? Was I born in the 20th? Oh, yeah. Where do we get to? Front pages. The Times. Emotions high. How to manage your stress. Grow up. Try that one. Here's some for you. You've got a picture of the Lord King Charles the Charles. I think that's the official title. And Camilla, his consort. He's drinking a pint of Badger. Do you think people in the... Yeah, let's find out where it is. I'm guessing southwest, because that's where people have a weird... Dorset, how did I flipping know it? Where's that? Blandford Forum. He's drinking pint... They always have their ales are named after euphemisms for lady parts, aren't they? Do you want a pint of hairy badger? In Blandford Forum. In Dorset. Wouldn't recommend it. The nice beaver. But he's had a beaver. He's had a badger. Literally, there's a brewery down there called Butcombe. You're up to date. Proper meme says badger. I hardly knew it. I wasn't in Paris. Something like that. Front page of, hang on, Burnham. Set for left-wing revolt over Mahmoud. Great. Well, that's going on, isn't it? Barely even got the job. Facing a revolt from its core support on the Labour left against plans to appoint Shabana Mahmood instead of Ed Miliband as Chancellor. But she looks like she can add up, which I think is going to be a useful a useful thing. Although remember that about adding up, because there is some maths on this topic coming later. Sadiq Khan raised to the House of Lords in Starmer's honours list. So I think there's an interview where Keir Starmer said he disagrees with all of this exit honours lark. Didn't stop him, though. Pointed an absolute metric S-ton of pillocks to the House of Lords, which is good, because if there's one thing we know about the House of Lords is it does not have enough people in there. Great. So there's no getting rid of Sadiq Khan now. He will be doing that. Great. ULEZ. Back in the 90s, that was an insult, and now it's a policy that will just be the whole planet. Front page of the... Can you hear me when I breathe in? What's happened there? IMF issues spending warning to Burnham. Won't stop him, though. If you want to go and find that clip, it's on my social media, at Mr. Stephen Allen on X. I did a nice, silly joke about manifestos, and then I think I made a really good point about Laffer curves and the derivatives. Things derived from the concept of a curve, not the actual derivative of the curve, which obviously is dy by dx if y is a function that gives you the Laffer curve. Yeah. Sir Sadiq Khan has been made a peer, so he's going to be Lord Sir Sadiq Khan or Sir Lord Sadiq Khan. Either way, it's too many names, isn't it? I preferred it when they just shouted Khan and looked up at the sky. That's what I do whenever if I'm driving in parts of London, which doesn't happen often these days, and you think, oh, I'll just nip through there, and you can't because there's just some planter in there. Someone's put a tree in the middle of the road to stop you, and I just drop to my knees and go, Khan! Like that. A lot of people know what I'm doing, not everyone. What's going on here? A pint of hoo-ha, please. Hoo-ha! Can we put that on? Have I done that one yet? Can we put Al Pacino down? Not the full impression, just those two sounds. Ho-ha! Ho-ha! Wouldn't endorse a full pint of Badger. Although I have seen some videos. Hang on. Sorry, chat's moving on. It's doing it as well, isn't it? It's keeping up to date. It's not refreshing all the time. Oh, flip it, honestly. Let's have a look. Are they in the King's Head? That's a bit meta, isn't it? Meta, I hardly knew it. The pub is called the Royal Chat. Have I missed much? Chris, you know exactly what you've missed. 3 jokes about bottoms or front bottoms. Today, by the way, front bottoms. You're up to date. Lol PM the shoes. What's he done now? Good grief, Winkleman. She's quit a show. Honestly, no one cares. Winkleman sounds like something kids give to a local exhibitionist. You can't nip through there. Can't nip through there. Revenge of Khan. Hey, no one's living long and prospering in those flipping neighbourhoods. I'd even take Diane Abbott over Miliband and his ukulele, says Joodles, which I think might be the strongest political comment we've had in the chat. Good God. There is a chance, though, that she might accidentally do some right-wing policies because, as we know from her shoes, left and right, very difficult issue. Very, very difficult issue for her to fully grasp. I'm up to date. Chris, you're up to date. Back into the front pages. They are. There's Twinkle Tits, whatever. Sorry, Winkleman. She's quit her job. She's quit her job, and by the looks of it, she's also died in the TV show Randall and Hopkirk Deceased. You think that would have been the main headline? Oh, I wish I could play that theme tune. I get the harpsichord thing on that. Oh. Laugh Malfenathath. Thon Adantinathath. This, 2 days running, we're getting this. It's a sheet with a thing written on it. There's now, people are genuinely upset about it. Is that on the next headline as well? No, this one. Just this one. Feel free to ignore what people write on sheets. I'll go a step further. Just because someone's written something on a sheet does not make it true. Or, if we have this as a headline, I don't have hair now, but if that's all it took to make it true, I really am thinking of getting some done. I'd love to get filled in on top. Marty Winkleman, yes. So just feel free to not pay attention to what Argentinians are writing on sheets. If we have to start worrying about that, we're going to struggle. Winkle, little TV star, says proper memes. Mark, we want you to... Hang on. You spoke because in the reboot, the Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer reboot, they had old Doctor Who as the main ghost in charge, don't they? We want you to be a ghost about town, Marty. Can't do it. That one's not going to make the spreadsheet. If they'd have written it on a little bikini, people would care, but you can't write much, can you? That's why. It just would have said lath. Look at that lass in the bikini, which normally is a section on today's show. Number 10 are feeling brave. Not like we're having any warships. Not that we've got any warships to send over. That's a good point. Argue about the sheets, because if it escalates, we're in trouble. What was this story I saw on the front page of Andy Burnham, Prime Minister in 72 hours? It's going to happen. You know what? I almost feel like let's just wait and see. I don't want to jinx anything. We can get through the front pages before we have to start into some serious news. Mayor of London made peer by Starmer. Great, thank you for that. Although he looks different in that picture, doesn't he? This one, I think, is an interesting story on the front page of The Guardian. All teenagers across the UK should be offered a meningitis vaccine on the NHS after a series of fatal outbreaks. I agree with this. Meningitis B, yeah? Because it was earlier this year, there was the outbreak in Kent. And ever since then, I've had to really cut down the number of teenagers I've been snogging to a minimal number, 0. But if you know that they've been prophylactic, I'm just saying it's an option. I don't work on Radio 1, so I don't need to worry about this stuff. Right, you're up to date. Anything else coming in? Malvinas means bad wines. Why do they want to call it that? Whereas Falkland means the land of folk. By Monday afternoon, Brits wish Starmer was still the PM. But don't speak for Brit. She's in the chat. She can comment on her own. Is that what you mean? Laugh. Look at that laugh. He was kidnapped and taken back, Martin. I have never seen men's gittis. What? I'm losing it. Chris says, Steve just sent you a Twitter photo. All right. This is the content people tune in for. Did you actually do one? Because someone sent me a... Can I get away with that? Why is Andy Murray sent me a DM? Hi mate, hope's all well. I've entered a competition for my chance to co-host a massive podcast. They're still trying that scam. Beautiful. Do you know? Look, I'm sure you've all received. Have you received those scam DMs? Everyone I work with has been hacked by it because we are so vain. Thankfully, I've not, because I know my career at the moment is not likely for me to win any chance to host anything. Just send it on Blueski. Exactly, that's my point. I saw a Blueski. I'm not sure if I could. Yeah, I'll get away with it. Well, it's not mine, is it? Here it is. Here it is. Yep. Can you remember? Those are not the words of the show. I'll be all right, won't I? No one's good. Can I get away with that? Hang on. Where's he gone? Oh no! Oh no! My battery's gone. Oh, I'm sure we'll find Colin. Is Colin there? Wrong one. Colin, are you there? Hello, I'm Colin. Don't forget you can give money to Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen and help keep him in blue roll. He gets through an awful lot. Can't all be Sydney Sweeney dresses. No, I think he's gone. Right, so hang on. Did Andy send you some of his mints? I wish. And can I get away with that? It's the Live and Loose motto 2026. Good point. The answer is often no. What was the last word in that sentence, Chris? Oh, Gurketh. Well, not Gurketh. That little screen in the Blueski feed. Gurketh. Oh, well, there you go. Listen, let's crack on with... So I think we've done all the front pages now. Should we go inside the news? Why not?
Let's get inside the news.
Ding, 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 ding. All right, let's do the main stories. More migrants arrived in the UK than were sent back to France in the first 11 months of the government's one-in, one-out deal. Now, I am no mathematician. I plopped out an A-level back in the day. We did a bit more after that. I reckon, look, I can do some algebra. I can do some calculus. But I tell you what I can't do. It's quite worth this one out. One in more migrants. We've got to stop calling it one in, one out, haven't we? Because if not, we are going to ruin the concept of one in, one out. Because that means you'll go to a nightclub and you'll be like, you can't go in yet, it's one in, one out. You're like, oh, fair enough. And then just a migrant family will just rock straight up into the nightclub. You're like, hey, I want to go and dance to Madonna. What? I'm like, sorry, it's one in, one out. What? Plus also that's one out, one in, but you don't want to correct the grammar of a bouncer, do you? Low-hanging fruit. You're up to date. Gurkath, says Chris Hood. The little Colin screen is the Bluesky feed. Colin is getting brazier. He is, isn't he? And we never shake it all about. I'm very confused. Some in, some out. That's a better title for it, Mark. Some in, some out, which has kind of been the policy all along. Is everyone else completely stunned that any went back at all? This is better than expected. My favourite joke about this was when the first 3 flights that people had been taken off. They were meant to be flown back, and they weren't. The legal application stopped anyone being flown back. And I was on GB News, and whoever I was on with, I can't remember which one it was, but one of those Labour MPs that goes on there said it's a pilot scheme. And I managed to say, they call it that because the only people who've gone back yet are pilots. Boom! Those were the days. It used to be funny. Do you remember those days? ASMR. Here we have. Oh, I forgot to load this one in. But there's no way to really view that. The loudest fireworks are to be banned from general sale under one of Keir Starmer's final acts in power. Great. Thanks for that. Where did I save the file to? Is it going in there? The secret of all jokes is time. Here it is. Great. That's exactly what we wanted, isn't it? Thanks, Keir Starmer. That really sums up Keir Starmer. Oh, I'm going to ban them. How do you celebrate banning the worst fireworks? Shh. Although, in politics news, Binface update. Voters would back Count Binface over Nigel Farage in the Clacton by-election. A poll found 33% of Brits asked favoured the intergalactic space warrior compared to just 21%. And here's the problem. Of course, because it's just a novelty thing. The people who don't care, that you can't argue about establishment versus not establishment or any kind of policies. People will queue up for a novelty thing. Remember when that weird watch came out and there weren't loads and people spent all day queuing? This is the only thing that will get some people in Clacton to bother to vote. We were there. It's like people go to see Bayeux Tapestry. Who gives 2 flips? But because it would be nice to say, you never guess what I did? Yeah, no, I voted for Binface. Yeah, a bit of a laugh. I bought a milkshake on the way. I thought that'd be a bit. I didn't really get why, but it was a bit of a laugh. It's going to happen. Of course it is. And people say the problem with that is it's all very well with your satire. And people only like satire that agrees with them. But more on that later. It's all very well complaining about the fact that, this is ruining democracy. But in Clacton, it was not the crucible of democracy. It's not the epicenter of the political system. It's not going to make a difference. Not going to make a difference. How long before Colin is hosting? Thanks, Squirrel. I mean, I thought I was doing a good enough job. Totes stunned says, well, good thing. Is anyone else? That one, yes. Some in, none out. Never shake it about. I'm with you now. You do the okey cokey, you turn around. That's what it. Energy drink of the day. I forgot to play it. Yeah, it's on. This is yesterday's. I'm not even finished it yet. Earworm. Will he also have the volume turned down on Thunder? Do you know, I wouldn't put it past them. I would not put it past them. Isn't it just the blandest thing you could do? Make sure, I don't want fireworks to be that loud. Joodles, I'm so pleased you found this podcast, PM. You'd have no other outlet. Bin Facer's policies are clacked on trap. You're right. There's no other media outlet for that, is there? I think Nigel has set the Clacton trap for himself. Is he going to be hoisted by his own petard, by Jean-Luc Petard? Bin Face's problem is that once in Parliament, he'll have to ditch the costume because you can't have people walking around at the seats of government wearing ridiculous or outdated clothing. Nice. Right, loads to go through. Bin bosses, in related news to the last one, bin bosses have angered residents by failing to collect food waste due to hot weather. This flipping countryman. What's the one time you need your food waste collecting? Hot weather, right? Because you know hot weather and what it does to rotting food. I'm annoyed because around where I live, they've recently handed out more bins. So now, the red is for glass, the blue is for paper, the black is for plastic, or it might be the other way around, but I look to see what the neighbours are doing. The brown is for garden waste, and now we've got a green and another green, which is for food waste. And firstly, look at me, I don't waste a lot of food. Secondly, can't I just put it in the garden waste? Because that's where I eat. Just saves a lot of cleaning up. So why have I now got to sit around with a pot of my own rotting food in the kitchen and then take that out and into the other bin? And there's more. I have to do the recycling as well. I've got a Krypton fact to myself to try and get all that to balance near the front gate. And now, when you just don't want to be surrounded by your own rotting mess during a heat wave, it's a bit too hot to go and tidy up. You're winding me right up. Off bin men, bin yet mutt. Wagwan man? The bosses can get in the bin. The foxes could take care of that, says Ems. It's not a bad idea, is it? I'm having too many artificial sweeteners when even the foxes aren't going near it. Count has bosses. Yes, that's the problem. And Joodles says, as I said, PM. I really should read these in order. What size are the maggots if they are breaking mechanical grinders on bin lorries? Are we talking about the dune-size worms? Yes, I imagine so. And the original, with those special effects. So this nation's on its backside, but we're doing serious and shouldn't be joked about stories. Let's talk about this one in the news. All right, I'm not sure what words you can say on YouTube without it all getting in trouble, but Pakistan has blamed Britain for the crimes of Rochdale grooming gang ringleader Shabir Ahmed, as its government refuses to take back the person. There's also a front page story today about the fact that we've already given £150 million. Like, we've just given £150 million to Pakistan in aid. Well, you know, one of those things that we could have held back until you take this old Radio 1 DJ, but we didn't. You know, they say we'll take nothing off the table. You took it off the table. And you put it in a brown paper bag and you sent it, and now it's not on the table. You can't have your money on the table and eat it, or whatever the phrase would be. And the reason I wanted to have this serious story today is I never get to argue against the point I hear all the time. Obviously, I listen to a lot of speech-based radio and TV, and whenever this comes up, whomever they have booked to be the left-wing voice will say, well, of course, statistically, most of these crimes in the UK are committed by white men. And you just want to go like, and? Have you not just given me an independent statistic, independent and irrelevant to this story? And here's how I was thinking of trying to explain it to one of them. You know, if there was a story about Albanian drug gangs, and if you heard someone go, well, most drugs in the UK are sold by Brits, you'd be like, yeah, and not but. If you didn't import more people who sell drugs, there would be, in total, fewer drugs being sold. That logic. You know I love the logic. Why do I ever get to have this story on the next time I'm on GB and that story's up? It's always on the hour before me. They talk about that, and I'm driving in going, just say the thing about the and, not the but. How is that a counter? Well, of course, most of those crimes are committed by a different group. Yeah, the undeportable group. So you can't fix that with deportations. We have other laws in place to stop that. But meanwhile, this one, you're up to date. Joodles says, isn't it sad there's no more Krypton factor? Yeah. Want to go out on bin day? I should finish that. Sorry, I just love that point. Now that we'd really be good at it. No, I see what I mean. Yeah. As a mobility scooter user, bins are my nemesis. Honestly, I do think this is how Davros gets made. You want to go out on bin day? Going to take me twice as long. The pathway's blocked. Oh, goody! Every house now has 25 bins each. I totally, even as a biped, winds me right up. The school walk on a Friday morning. Thursday night, bins go out. Friday, can't get the. I mean, no one's in a pushchair anymore. The pushchair, that was impossible. Even now, my little 4-year-old keeps headbutt. He's at the right height to headbutt the corner of the wheelie bins. A lot of that coming. Up north, says Ems, we have 3. Hang on. Why I pet man up north like you now? We got the 3 bins: the recycling, the waste garden man, and the garden. Sorry, the general way. General waste man and the garden. 'Tis simples, man. That makes sense. What bothers me is some areas used to have general recycling that gets sorted in the centre. If you also sorted out the general waste from that, we could go back to one flipping bin again. Oh, lordy, says Joodles Brit. That's a nightmare. I have 5 bins, and there's only me here. You never fill them, do you? You don't stand a chance of filling your bins. Martin says, one wonders what financial aid these nuclear powers need from us. Yeah. Word, Steve, says Lee. Yeah, I'll give you a word. Don't try and push a wheelchair user around on bin day. That's all I know. I've got that tattooed on me. I live by that. Proper Meme says, in Sussex, we have 2 bins. Rubbish and recycling. Now in Cornwall, we have rubbish bin, 3 recycling bags, 1 recycling box, a food waste bucket. Feels like they're throwing shade on you there. You're going to need a bucket for your food waste. They are basically calling you a lardass, aren't they? All right, lardass. You're going to need a food waste bucket. Look, it's going to need a trough. Look at the size of you. Eee. Luckily, we compost our food waste and garden waste. You probably live on an absolute poop tip, but good on you. Lolkerms, paper, recycling, garden, normal, and food. The modern. I've not seen the rebooted Snow White, but I think that might have been the dwarves. General waste, we salute you, sir. They claim we need more plastic bins to be made to be more green. None of it makes sense. Also, the boxes we've got for recycling, they're absolutely trashed, but you can't get them replaced because they give you a bag instead, and that's even worse. So now... Oh, good Welsh accent there, dude, isn't it? Garden and food goes in the same place. What, are you talking about? What? How hungry do you get? All right, we're up to date. More of... Oh, yeah. Bookies tax alert. The black market share of online betting is set to double by the start of the next decade, the industry claims. I still don't care about this story. I know they're trying to say, like, look at the taxing on betting. And I don't gamble. And if I'm brutally honest, because it's not the same addiction as other addictions, I have sympathy when I hear the details of how it's impacted someone's lives. But I also think you've got to take some personal responsibility in a world where I think all of us need to be shouted at about personal responsibility. One of them has to be, well, then don't gamble. Come on. I mean, I think you shouldn't drink if you can't handle drinking. I've oversimplified it, but more people need a dose of the oversimplified, and then we'll deal with the leftover cases. But here's the thing I will admit. It kind of feels weird that you're not allowed to gamble on the black market, the dark web, or wherever it is. Because a bet is effectively saying, if this happens, then I'll do this. It's just a promise, isn't it? If they win, I'll give you 10 quid. And that's controlled by the government. If you give me a back massage, I'll rub yours, or whatever. Not rub yours. You know, if you do A, I'll do B, is the premise of gambling, and that's been controlled by the government. Hospitals, hang on. I'll start from the top. Next step, recyclable cardboard bins. But then they'll take the whole thing. I have wagered you didn't gamble, Steve. Yeah, exactly. And you'd have won. And I would not have lost because I don't play. Hospitals also have a hemoglobin. What? Oh, and I get it, Martin. Hospitals have a hemoglobin. It's called the black market. Hang on. It's all gone wrong. It's called the black market because the Equality Act 2015. You can't say that. Kermit says they don't have two separate composting facilities, one for grass clippings and one for eggshells. They're taking the beep. No, that is a separate system. The beep goes in the pipes and everything else. Well, no, because you can get those things in your sink, can't you? That just crams all that down the pipe. Move away from the pen and cubicle, please. I'm not sure what. If we are talking personal responsibility, shouldn't we be shouting at ourselves? Well, I do. I talk to myself, some shows. Joodles. It just occurred to me that it's actually 2 food bins. A wee one, no, again, that's the sewage system. And a bigger one, Kerms. They arrived about a month ago. Someone in the bin industry is getting quite rich. Yeah, they're literally walking away with their cash in one of their own products. Overlap has goneth. It is ridiculous, though, isn't it? The bin situation. I think I don't really pay attention to my own Substack, but I think I wrote something about how I think part of it is just performative punishment, because if they just sorted it behind the scenes, which I'm sure they could, if councils and other government organisations just did some green thing and never mentioned it, they would achieve their own goals, crack on. But if they make us go through our own yoghurt pots, it reinforces the lesson that they're being so green. We are forced to do mindless busy work so that we think, well, the council's really trying its best. And I can't prove that, but I don't need to these days. It's the internet. Some shows, says Martin. Meanwhile, I really don't know what I wrote on my Substack. No, it's not. I don't pay attention to it. Because if I come up with a hot take on a topic, I'll either do it here, Substack, radio, GB News, Talk Radio, some 5 Lives. I'm aware that I've said that somewhere. I don't know if I said it on Substack. It seems like the kind of Substacky thing, but I might have GB Newsed it. Because it also seems like one of those that they're making us jump through hoops for no good reason. I've definitely done the jump through hoops through no good reason thing on one topic on GB News. And I've definitely written about the 20 mile an hour speed limit, same thing on Substack. There's a lot of Steve going around. 435,000 too fat to work. Look, I don't want to judge, but that's a bit much, isn't it? Oh, no, that's better. Come on. Oh, no shame on him. And technically he can say he has modelled, but still, that's better. Almost 450,000 Brits, not you Brit, but maybe you Brit. We've gone through that again. Maybe too fat to work. I don't know what you do for a living. And that's the thing, isn't it? It depends what you do for a living, whether you're too fat to work. Like, jockey, oh my God, way more than that number. Person who works in the post office, 0. Nearly 0, isn't it? But you're up to date. People are coming through on this. Also, Martin says on the bins, all these bins, how many bin lorries do they send? Don't know. Like the plastic Krypton Factor boxes in the supermarket. Yes, the flip. No, I've definitely ranted on here about that. I think radio, live stream, Substack, radio shows, TV appearances of Steve are just one massive Venn diagram. It's the Stephen Allen cinematic universe. It might need a reboot. Yes, M, says Joodles. I miss the Krypton Factor. I always really wanted to do the assault course. Oh, God, yeah, you had to do a tough mudder at the end of it, didn't you? Isn't it weird that what used to be TV entertainment is now just what middle-aged women do on the weekends? Got to get in trouble again. Last time I went into talk, as in the place, not the verb, the producer of Plank of the Week said, "Oh, I saw a clip you did on the line the other day. It was really funny, really misogynist." And what about? It was the heatwave joke. Proper Meme says, "I had to quit my sumo career because I was too fat to work." Yeah, I thought you were going to do wok joke at the end, but you didn't. You caught me out there. Best blue roll outfit, yet. It's loose, it's airy. It lets a bit of, because sweat will be an issue. You let a bit of air around there. He can go back to work now, can't he? As a Sydney Sweeney impersonator. Yeah, man. Kermit says, "I'm lucky if they send one bin lorry most weeks." Right, move those over there. I'm enjoying today's show. It's always a bad sign. Hang on. In the world of entertainment news, Dylan's back for UK tour. Bob Dylan will mark 7 decades of UK gigs with a new tour this year. I have in the past, maybe erroneously, posited the theorem that Bob Dylan sounds like an old man getting out of a chair. He will now, won't he? How old is he? 85. If he's not allowed to sound like an old man, so now it's not even a judgment. Of course he sounds like an old man getting out of a chair, because if we sat down with his guitar and his harmonica. Oh, my harmonica's not here. I lie. It's like he's in the flipping room. Look, I know the harmonica and this lark. It's all very well, isn't it? Because you like music, you like good music, you like great songs, which is why you don't like this. I got this feeling inside me. I know that it will never die. A burning feeling inside me, 'cause I've had a nice pork pie. I have noticed lately that there are some things that I've had to learn. If my food's slightly tasty, I'm gonna get a nasty hot burn. Because I'm getting older, I'll just pull my shoulder. I'm way past 30 and things are getting hurty. I'm at an age where things just break. I take a series of pills now, trying to keep my joints nice and spry. I undo so many lids now, I'm also getting RSI. The thing with getting older, your body starts to change on you. Here's what nobody told you. You'll be grateful for a timely groove. You're up to date. Thank you for some of the comments coming through on that already. Although Chris says, "Love a blues harp." Oh yeah. Lee G says, "Terrible, terrible." Thank you. Somerville's voice hasn't broken then. Do you know what? It's just I've got range. Although Lee says, "You are lazy." I've literally just produced a song. Dirt, Wind and Diet, says Proper Memes. And Hot Chocolate Pocket. It's more of an M's thing. And Earth, Wind and Heartburn. Thank you, Chris. No, the real ding. They've got options, haven't they? I do believe they wrote a song about me, PM. Did they? And featuring Ed Sheeran. Do you know what we got options? I was going to say that Robert Palmer's backing girls haven't aged well. Stool and the Gang. Yeah. Look, it's one of the musical genres. Join me back over here. It's one of the musical genres. Yeah, I've not got round to doing it. So we've done disco. There we go. You're up to date. If you go to Spotify, you can get the EP with the Pet Shop Boys. What's that? Technic Electronica. That's Electronica. We've got Chill Out, Massive Attack Style, and of course Britpop. The rest of it, not you Brit, or maybe you Brit. I don't know. Right, back into this. Oh, someone's calling. No, not right now, my friend. While we're talking about amazingly talented singers, were we? Lenny's Well for Leather. Rocker Lenny Kravitz works out in leather trousers to make sure he can fit into them on stage. This is good because famously he once bent down in his leather trousers. They split. He was not wearing pants. And, well, look, we've all done it. He did it. It's more embarrassing for him because he was on stage. When I've done it, look, that's why I'm banned from Tesco's. But my fault for being crouching over the freezer section. It was a hot day. In fact, the Are You Gonna Go My Way star never goes to the gym in sports gear. He told Men's Health, I perform on stage in leather, denim, and whatever. So those are the pants I wear to train. It also means I can work out I'm not going to go your way because I bet you stink. Works out in denim and leather. Just I don't need to change. I'm wearing the right outfit. Are you right? Did you get the anosmia from COVID? Are you? Woo. Lenny Kravitz, says Squirrel. Yep. Cracked leather is a terrible look. Absolutely, yeah. Why would you even tell? If you do just wear your outfit if you stink like that, don't mention it. The only people who know you stink are people who are upwind of you, downwind of you. But now you've told everyone. We now know you stink. Also, kind of entertainment news. Doctor Who should go vegan. Animal welfare activists say. Good. Finally. I can't believe no one's worked this out so far. Because this would really sort all of the problems. I'll tell you the one thing that's been holding animals back in terms of their welfare standards. Dr. Mother***ing Who. That guy, honestly. Here he is. That's the problem. We want you to be a ghost about town, Marty. I'm doing. What's Tom Baker? Britain. I can't do it. But yeah, because he famously had jelly babies and they've got gelatin in. So if it weren't for that, then I'm sure animals would be absolutely fine. Thanks for paying attention to this, vegans. Tom Baker's Doctor Who famously dished out jelly babies to solve sticky situations. Matt Smith ate fish fingers dipped in custard. But that custard was made from an animal as well. You make me sick. The people for the ethical treatment of animals say whoever plays the 16th version of the TARDIS using Crisis Solver, should switch to a plant-based diet. Yeah. Course. Yeah. Because if you've got the ability to, make anything in the old TARDIS, you don't artificially make yourself a burger. Make yourself definitely got to be. Damn it. Why are we still falling for the trolling of these people? All they do is come up with stuff that's so ridiculous that it gets in the newspapers and then I talk about it on here. All right. Good point. Well made. We'll go some more chat in a sec. We've got to make a bit of progress here. 1 in 2 camps. What? There's one of two camps. Most Brits love to carry on camping, just like Barbara Windsor. Look, if I go camping, I'm not sure. Do I do it like that? I don't wear a bra, so all right, no, crack on. Half of us are planning camping trip this summer, not because we want to, not because it's good, because we are poor. No one really should decide to leave behind a house, like the best thing we've ever built to live in, and live in a tent instead. Why? What are you going to do on holiday? Oh, we're going to go back to pre-industrial civilization, just like one level above caveman. Why? Can't afford a hotel. You own a house, though. Yeah, well, it's going to leave the house. We're going to leave the house with the plumbing and the heating and possibly aircon and all our stuff that's all packed away. We'll leave that and the shower, and we're going to go and live in just under a small fabric. You know, like if we were Bear Grylls and things went really boobs up and we had to make a shelter just like one level above that. You're going to be drinking rat's piss. Not on purpose, but probably yeah. As you can tell, I'm not really into camping. Martin, which paper was that Doctor Who story from? I think it's the Sun or the Star. I don't know. The Daily Woke, says Kermit. OMG, Carry On Camping is my favourite film. Squirrel says, I wouldn't knock as Babs. Yeah, it's not messing about. Fish Fingers and Custard is a brilliant story from The Red Mother. I still have my copy. Did they really? The doctor's orders, says Proper Memes. Actually, Britt says, you can't tell if he had trousers on or not because his legs look so leathery from all the icky, sweaty workouts. I'm on holiday I'm at holiday. Hang on, I'm struggling here. I'm on holiday as can I just list both my hands? Is my face lopsided? I'm on holiday at home as I type. Best amenities this way. Exactly. Brit says, you mean you don't have a quick release camping bra? No, you're right, I don't. But now you've got me thinking I want one. Does it make a doing sound when it comes off? Brit, I can't, for legal reasons, ask you about your bra online, but presuming, if bras don't make that sound, can we, because you got the technology, just a little microchip thing and a speaker in the clasp, so that when it gets taken off, no? Okay, just me. I use a tent on wheels, says Chris. Ooh. Don't we all have that, Brit? If that doesn't happen, can we get that in the merch store? The bean can. Bean cans, Chris. Is what? So you can have a conversation between one if the string's taut. Repeat to the beat. A poll of people who describe themselves as serious music fans found 70% listen to the same tracks and artists on repeat. Spotify, I'm Tired by Stephen Allen. Only reason I put that story in. Charlotte says mine definitely does. Hand of Wad. What? Look, let's tell you the story and then we all know what we're thinking here. A severed right hand of Star Wars hero Luke Skywalker, still clutching his lightsaber after his duel with Darth Vader, has sold for a record 2.7 million people and has been bought by a dirty perv. Because look, you know what's going on there. You flipping know. There is no way that's not being used for that, is it? And there's no way it's not already been used for that. Because you could take the lightsaber out, and then you've got the severed hand of Luke Skywalker. The problem is, whoever's using that, watching their online videos, and someone will be like, who's the daddy? And then you just have to go, I am your father. You'd have to, wouldn't you? You wouldn't have to. But I would. Hand of Wad indeed. Oh, I didn't even read this story, but I popped it in because I wanted to find out more. A self-drive car had a crash with 2 other vehicles during a road trial, leaving 4 people hurt. This might not be funny. If anyone's died, we won't do jokes, but I wanted to know. The Robo-Taxi's test drive was... driver was at the wheel at the time. Oh, well, feels like we might have found someone to blame. A car said to have been doing 93 miles an hour is reported to have hit it. Oh, for a second there, I thought this was self-drive cars... Because this is going to happen. When self-drive cars start having accidents, the news is going to be full of it. Absolutely full of it. By the way, look at that. Look at that car there. Look. Oh, you can't quite see it. No wonder you've not been. Oh, look at it. Oh. Yeah, that's going to happen, isn't it? But if this one is someone doing 93 miles an hour in what I'm guessing is a 20 zone, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Trust you to put that story in. Look, I'm not the Star Wars fan who's gonna get the old lightsaber out. I wore the jagged little pill tape outcomes. It's an absolute banger. The radio friendly version of oh God, you ought to know. Still includes the theatre bit. It's all right. Fellas, try left hand. You know what? It's a good point. It's probably cheaper to use your left hand than spend £2.7 million on Luke Skywalker's. That hand didn't realise that Darth Vader was his dad because he only found out just after that bit. That hand is falling down there, still attached to a lightsaber, thinking, "Oh, I never knew who my dad was." I think you look lovely here. I mostly missed the first half or so and have to watch the rest later. First thing I heard was a funky tune making me think I'd travelled back to 1979. Think I'd like to stay. It's the correct song for people who are that old, put it that way. I saw a video of someone asleep at the wheel on one of those cars. Yep, that's what I'm looking forward to. The steering wheel in self-driving cars is too big. It's driving me nuts. Brit says camping bras totally go badonkadonk. And the padded version goes matron on the left side and behave on the right. I'm glad we got the details. It also has an investing daffodil holder in the matching undies. Okay. Try the glove of self-love, says Squirrel. G-Love, says Proper Memes. Brit, you're onto something here, love. This is merch. This is the merch we've been looking for. We're looking for merch now. You've got it right. I'd buy your bras. Wear them nice and tight. Thank you. Well, I have one hand in my pocket. Ems, for a while I felt bad about how many chocolate pocket jokes get aimed at you. But if you're setting them up like that, you are complicit in you have been hoisted by your own Jean-Luc Picard. And I'm very happy about that. Alien Planet. Nuts. 282. Hang on. There's the normals. That's the thousands. That's the millions. That's the billions. 282,102,521,275,749.6 miles away. 0.6. Then you can cry it off. I'm not going that far. An Earth-like planet which could support life has been discovered. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. It seems like a bit of a trek. The rock, LHS 1140b. Don't call it that as well. Because if ever we do make the 282 trillion mile journey, you know what we're like? We'll go to the wrong one. You'll turn up, there's no one here. You at LHS 1140b. Oh, I'm at 1140a. I came all the way back. And finally, stock up on sardines and crisps now. Already have. Brits, maybe Brit. And Brits are being urged to stockpile sardines and crisps in case of cyber attack by Mad Vlad. Do you mainly buy sardines and crisps online? Of all of the purchases I make online, I don't think I've ever bought sardines and or crisps. So I think I'll be fine, thanks. They're in the shops. Also, I'd probably rather die than live like that. There's probably no alien life. Charlotte says, sod having a long-distance relationship with one of those aliens. Oh, alien news! Thank you. Good point. Well made. Did a load of alien news. Kermit says, one hand in my chocolate pocket, and the other one's probably doing this. Brett says, I was going there on holiday. But that's 0.6 is taking the biscuit. Another reason to stay home. Exactly. What with the price of petrol? Identify your last port of call, Space Wanderer. That's the second day you've got that in. Top work. Is the 0.6 distance to the telescope from home? That's a good point, actually, yeah. So yeah. I don't live at the telescope, you're right. The distance would be slightly different, but you can't just look at altitude difference from, because you've slightly changed the angle. You'd need to get trigonometry on to work that. I suppose you'd work out the distance halfway between you and the telescope. You'd have a right angle, so that would be the center point of the. So then you're adjacent. You know one hypotenuse. You need to know your hypotenuse. The geek in me loves Star Wars, chat. Yeah. It's more about putting the problem is the geek in the hand is worth two in the bush. No, that came out even worse than I planned. Although, while we're here, it was an ordinary day in the office. I was trying to write jokes about Andy Burnham. He said he'd be unashamedly labor. Well, the last guy made it look like hard work. It was then a dame walked in. Arms so long. No, they were legs. Sorry, they were. She had long legs. You know, I'd started to realize maybe the problem was my low expectation of how long legs should be. I'd got it wrong. I knew she was trouble from the moment she walked in. She was carrying a sheet with "Laf written on it. I think we've done all we're going to do there. Have we done all the gubbins? Like and subscribe. That's what I'd recommend. Thank you. The drinks were loaded, and so were the dolls. What? I'm not sure even kissing could work that one out. No, not that. Yes, not that trigonometry. Yes. No. Pythagoras. Get him on as a guest. The science corner. Steve N. Drebin. The N stands for noir. That's what we've worked. Noir. That's what we've worked out. Let's do this. Hang on.
Here are the plugs where you can see Steve and Helen all this week.
Well, hello. I'm Steve Allen, and it's time to take a look at where you could see me this weekend. But, plugs. I'll cross that one out. It's the same as yesterday. Now, Plank of the Week came out yesterday. Thanks, Doodles, for letting me know. They'd sent a tweet, but I didn't pay attention. It's a good one. I've not watched it yet. Is it a good one? I'd reckon there's that. So on the Talk, it's the Talk TV version of that. Then tonight, I'm performing in Nottingham, Black Lace or something. Agadoo, Shagadon't. I don't know what they're doing. There's a gig up there, and I'll be driving to Nottingham a little bit later after a bike ride. Tomorrow morning on Talk with Mark Dolan, where we'll be chatting about the news, and I'll be looking very tired. I do apologise. Then I come home, I get some sleep. I go to Letchworth for a gig, and I looked online. There's some football on, so we won't have a big audience, but then I got a text yesterday asking me if I was free to do GB News from 11. Oh, look at that! GB News from 11. Don't forget the audio podcast. I did another one today, even more of today's news. And the Substack, even though I don't remember what's on there. Honestly, every so often people remind me of a joke that I did. I'm like, it's not bad. At Mr. Stephen Allen. If I'm brutally honest, the only joke I'm happy with recently is the Chagrin one. But anyway, I keep saying that joke to myself in the car. Charlotte says, In a non-cringy way, this stream makes me feel a little less alone. Thank you, Steve. It's good. I'm glad it does in the right way. Obviously, some people in the chat make me feel less alone in a kind of like, are they near where I live? You know what I mean? There's scared, not alone. I had a feeling that I wasn't alone. Not that one. You're fine. Joodles, thank you very much. Very much appreciate it. I should also do a shout out. I wrote them down because I shouted out Tom on yesterday's show. Shouted out Tom? Does that seem like I told him off? That's not appropriate, Tom. No, you require consent to touch someone there. I don't mean that. I mean, he donated some money at kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen, so another thanks to him. Ems, thank you for yours. Sunny Bob, which I don't know if that's someone in the chat's different username. It very much sounds like, are you from the deep south of America? Well, I do declare Sunny Bob was in the garden at the time, being beaten with a hose. Brit, thank you very much, Brit. I think it's you, Brit, not all Brits. Thank you, Joodles, as we can see in the thing. I call them, you call them that because you are a traitor. I call them the Fatherland. C.A. Snap, no idea. Brit, yep. Who did do a snap? Oh, I see, Snap, hang on. Oh, I see. I understand that one now. Charlotte says, I'm coming on the 25th. It's a brave person who puts a sentence like that in this chat. There are certain words that you know will trigger people. Mark Dolan looked this morning like he hadn't slept for a week. Good. It might make me look okay in comparison. The lighting in that studio is not as complimentary as this one. And even this ain't great, is it? I really should just become one of those dudes who wears a hat. I really could get away with it. Toodle Stevie. Yes, we're basically done. Thank you very much for watching. Substack.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. In theory, I should be able to get some stuff written in there. I think I did all right this week. We've, subscribe to the podcast. The audio podcast is getting more action, so do check that out as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, God, that's tight. For, I'm feeling that. JK had the studio door open because it was so hot in there. Nuts! It bothers me when studios don't have aircon. I'm going in to sweat. Fab show. Thanks, Elite. Toodle Plonk friends. Toodle Plonk. Thank you very much for watching. We'll do another one of these. Love this chat. Was totally waiting for the I'm coming. Exactly. We should probably have a jingle for it. Subscribe, click, like, leave comments, all of that lark. And I like the hat. It suits you. Not this tight, it doesn't, though. Good God. That's what I want a bra to do. It's all very well having the one that goes, but you also want ones that when you take it off, that's... Imagine how horrible it would be to be the sexual partner of the dude from Police Academy who did all the sound effects. You don't need that. Or maybe you do. More on that story later. Till next time, bye.
Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again.
Britain is in the grip of a vomiting epidemic, caused by nauseating TV adverts.
He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Stephen Allen,
On slavery,
almost daily,
Investigating
laughs and facts served out plainly.
Look at your face.
Your
Like, what are you
dose
going to do
of
with that,
wit,
Steve?
it's never shady. Stephen Allen, almost daily.
I got this feeling inside me. I know that it will never die. A burning feeling inside me. 'Cause I had a nice pork pie. I have noticed lately there are some things that I've had to learn. If my food's slightly tasty, I'm gonna get a nasty hard burn. Because I'm getting older, I just pull my shoulder. I'm way past 30 you're getting older, your body starts to change on you. Here's what nobody told you. You'll be grateful for a timely groove.
Goodbye.